我觉得 V 的话，他们的打野可能在我印象中表现比较出色吧，然后就是比较拥有一些前面带节奏的能力吧。只要我们中野前面能压制住他的话，应该是会比较轻松取胜的。
Well, if their jungler can suppress them, it should be an easy win, but there was definitely not that in the first match. It was far from an easy win for RNG in the first game because they dropped to Vici, and in the second set, throughout the early game, it could be fairly close, but they do, pull off 6 gear in that second match and actually take it to Vici and looked a lot more RNG as the champions that we know them to be.
I don't know. I was still disappointed a lot with RNG.
I was still disappointed, but it just better than the first match.
God, but no!
We celebrate the small wins. Like, give them a thumbs up when they do good and the angry kitties when they do bad, right?
How come I don't have an angry kitty's
There you
face?
go. You've got the angry kitties
Thank
face
you.
now.
This is my face all the time. RNG, what the hell? Learn how to close a game. Learn how to draft correctly. Stop having these drafting blunders where we have a 55-minute game where there's no reason for this to happen. Because ultimately, you will lose second place. And if you lose second place in the standings, that means you will have to go through Invictus Gaming if you want to make the LPL finals. And making the LPL finals means you auto-qualify for Worlds. So get it together. Stop grinding gears. Oh, I'm tilted.
I can tell.
I've been here all day.
This is me waving the white flag now. Oscar's angry because RNG not doing what RNG should do, but Vici performing a little bit better in the sense that they actually showed up in first match and they made some proactive moves in the second set, but they just can't quite find the glue that gels the team together and would be the glue that actually allows them to pick up the series win here over RNG.
I think the glue is there. I just think it's like
Is it Coco?
No, it's I was gonna say it's like Elmer's glue, and they need like some Gorilla Glue.
Okay.
Because it's just the fundamentals. Like Vici understand what they should be doing. They just don't execute on it. So, and that's gonna be the key word every single time. They miss skill shots. They miss putting out damage. They flash at inappropriate times. They are standing in the wrong position. Like this is what we're talking about. You just can't make those mistakes in the LPL because it's such a stacked league, even when RNG are underperforming.
Because we saw you when you make a mistake against the underperforming RNG, which happened in the second series, they will punish you for it. They're not going to give you a free pass just because they've not been performing too well recently and, only just got Uzi back into the professional lineup. He was nursing a shoulder injury for some time.
I just think that putting Uzi back in the roster has almost made RNG worse because it feels like they're just, it almost makes them weaker because they rely on Uzi to be the hard carry. Instead of stepping up and actually reading the situation correctly, their jungle and their mid lane position in particular are really suffering in this meta and making the wrong choices.
Which is scary because look back at LPL finals last split. Yeah, the MLXG, MLXD. From time to time, he'd play Nocturne and he'd be aggressive. He'd play the way that we expect MLXG to. Then Xiaohu stepped up. We said it was the playoff buff. Shanghai was getting a little bit more warm, maybe a little bit too warm at the moment, and that's why he's dropping off slightly. But just not expected from RNG's mid lane and jungle position. Latme's playing out of his mind. You know what? Just put Tatai in the mid lane and get Kasa back in. We're good. There we go. Tatai mid, Kasa jungle, Latme top. We've done it. We've solved RNG's problems.
I actually think that this is more of a fundamental structural problem. So RNG have recently lost Firefox. Firefox is now coaching over at J-Team over in the LMS. And even though Firefox was the general manager, he used to be the coach for RNG, and they have now moved away into a general management position, allowed Coach Kesman and Coach Hart to take the reins for RNG. Hart, obviously the acting standing coach on stage. There has been a noticeable drop-off in RNG's performance since losing access to Firefox. Not putting my tinfoil hat on, but
it's on.
Starting to notice some trends, worrying trends, if you will.
To give them some leeway besides their opening game loss where they started their new stadium, which we can't blame them. There is a curse.
It's against JD Gaming.
Yeah, they dropped it in Beijing at their home stadium. There is a curse going around that you can't win your opening match at the home stadium. That's just how things work, okay? They did only start to drop games once again when Uzi unfortunately had his shoulder injury and they were experimenting with the roster. They performed well at Rift Rivals during the playoffs, and not to talk too much about the group stage. There's a little bit wishy-washy coming out from a lot of LPL teams there. Now moving back in, bringing Uzi back in, there are some growing pains, and we expect getting closer to playoffs. That's where the buff increases. But you are right, they need to win matches like this because if they want a chance to catch JD, they have to not drop these crucial matches. Look at the side of Vici to try and take it to them this time around. You saw that they took out Martin, and they brought in Snow for Game 3.
Snow is a bit more of a consistent Ashe player.
There
but
we
otherwise,
go.
there's not a lot of difference between Martin and Snow.
We're taking Ashe, baby. That's what we're doing.
So what do? Do you leave the Varus open and just assume that, I mean, Uzi will play it, but
Nah,
he's
he
not
doesn't play Varus,
the
right?
greatest Varus player.
Uzi's a Vayne, Kog'Maw, and Ashe 3-trick. So they say.
Just think there's
He's
not a lot of options for Vici and how they want to attack the draft for the ADC. I think that they should continue to attack the mid lane draft pool. I like Coco on Ryze. I hope he sticks with it.
I liked that they were able to bully Uzi early, but I feel like a bit of that was the Kog'Maw pick, and a bit of that was also Gragas going into the bottom lane position. You saw with the Morgana Ashe, there was not a chance. Braum being picked up very early was quite surprising to me too, because, don't get me wrong, a decent champion, but just doesn't quite fit the way RNG play and doesn't quite fit Vici's playstyle nor the current meta.
I think it was on a couple of different assumptions that there was going to be a lot of poke and spell fling. So I don't mind the Braum pick. Again, I can't criticize draft heavily for Vici. I think they've done all the right things.
Yeah.
I think if you criticize anyone's draft, RNG and Edward Gaming have probably had some of the most egregious drafting I've ever seen in the LPL.
Yeah, Kappa in the chat for RNG as well as CDG, because recently not drafting too well, but RNG, they pulled back Game 2. They've tied it up 1-1 against Vici, looking for match point in Game 3. Third and final game, not only today, but also this series. Kai'Sa, Rakan, as well as Camille being banned out by Vici, Darius, Talia, and Aatrox are the 3 bans that come out from RNG. That leaves Tahm Kench open once again, and Vici pick it up first as their first pick.
I love the priority pick of Tahm Kench because it's such a strong denial away from probably our best Tahm Kench player in the league in me, and our strongest ADC in the league in Uzi. So it makes perfect sense, and also allows you then a wealth of options. You're going to play Ashe, you're going to play Varus, you're going to play Ezreal, anything you want. Dealer's choice.
There's the Varus pick. Uzi recognizing that that Vici have been picking it up back-to-back when they were playing Martin, expecting the same thing to happen with Snow. Might just be a little bit annoyed that arrows have been thrown at him time and time again. Gets to dish it back out this time against Vici.
It essentially means that Uzi auto wins the lane, which he usually does that anyway, from bad to worse, because that's Varus karma.
Oh boy. Could still be Xiaohu picking up Karma in the mid lane, but if it's bottom side of the map, man, that's dirty. You gotta take a shower after that.
You can't lane against that. The amount of poke and wave clear, I think you have to take the Ashe here just to try to match it or survive. Jhin would kind of be in that same mentality, but I prefer Ashe. Looks like Snow feels better on the Jhin.
He wants the 4th shot. Picks up Jhin in the bottom lane to go up against Varus, when we'll check in on where Karma's going to go later on as RNG show more of their picks.
Ooh, a Coco signature pick.
But there's Zoe Frostgurn.
If he does this, Xiaohu's going to immediately lock Ryze. Unless Xiaohu takes a step back and grabs the Orianna because they want to put everything in Uzi.
Just feels really weird, but he does change back towards Ryze instead. I don't see why not. If it's not broken, you don't need to fix it.
You also just cannot pick Zoe when Ryze is available. In the LPL, it's been too consistent an answer.
Zoe's just such a strong champion right now, and signature pick, but Trundle gets locked in the jungle for MLXG. Very early jungle pick for him. Kindred's left up and available. Decide not to go towards it.
But you can ban it away. And here's the thing. With Ryze being picked up, if Vici Gaming don't ban Cassiopeia and Orianna here, Trundle alongside either of those champions, particularly the Cassiopeia, is absolutely devastating. So I actually really like RNG's preference towards Trundle versus something like a Kindred, because of his ability to have CC as well as disengage potential.
And immediately that first ban was Kindred, so RNG recognizing that they don't want it to go into the jungle against Trundle. Zoe being banned out by Vici, that's kind of strange, seeing that they already have the Ryze.
But we've already seen in game number 1 that Xiaohu will lock the Zoe into the Ryze anyway, and maybe it's just a respect.
He's not afraid to do it.
I think it's the wrong thing. I think you have faith that Coco is fine into the matchup. Maybe Xiaohu also goes towards the Aurelian Soul, so you don't feel like you need to reach for Orianna and and Cassiopeia, but I would have banned Ori and Cass.
It's more jungle bans though, because not only was Kindred taken away by RNG, but Vici say, let's get rid of Nidalee. That's one of Swift's signature picks. And Bocker pick of his as well. One of the few junglers that's still playing Nidalee, really. Not too many have stuck onto the Nidalee hype train, but from time to time we know that he can pick it up. Final ban of the match. It's going to be Orianna taken away from Xiaohu. So you mentioned Zoe and Orianna being 2 picks. Those are gone. Potentially going back towards Aurelia and Sol, or if Karma is the pick of choice in mid lane, that's what Xiaohu sticks on.
Or you go into the Cassiopeia and you make it impossible to dive onto the Varus. Again, this will be very telling about what type of composition that RNG are going to run. Are they going to put all of their eggs into the Uzi basket? Or are they going to be more about playing the map, playing the side lanes? You know, if it's something like the Aurelian Soul, oh man, we went even deeper.
Glitterlands!
We went so deep.
We talked about Cassiopeia and all these fun, cool interactions for us, Kieran, but no. It's everything in the Uzi basket, from the Trundle in the jungle being a supportive build and reducing the armor, and stealing armor and magic resistance away from a tank, to double support. Karma and Lulu have been locked in for RNG. And Nugget picks up again for Audi.
This goes back to this idea that I personally feel that right now, with Uzi rejoining the roster, that RNG just got weaker. Because where they were experimenting with all of this versatility and playing, you know, Karsa, MLXG, and Zatai and Let Me, and being able to win all of these games and have these huge win streaks, playing such diverse League of Legends, now they've just gone back to basics and it feels like they're scared to step up to do anything.
Back to basics, protect Uzi, raise the puppy. Didn't work in game 1, but Uzi stepped up in game 2. Whereas Vici, they've gone for pure aggression. You can take away Kendrick, you can take away Nidalee, but there's still aggressive junglers out there, and Lee Sin's one of them. Swift's locked in as his jungle of choice. Even more protection for Uzi, because Ornn's been locked in for Let Me in the top lane.
So everything is on Uzi's shoulder on this Varus. Now, good news is that we shouldn't have to wait until 55 minutes because Varus can power spike at multiple points in the game. We'll check in on what his build is going to be. If it's going to be that lethality or rage blade.
Can the rest of the team line up with those spikes? Because yes, Varus will spike mid, early, late, but Lulu and Karma, they're going to want to protect a hyper carry. That's in the late game.
Oh no, they're totally fine to do it in the mid game, especially because Lulu and Karma will also be dealing out pretty hefty damage at that point before a lot of their damage falls off. Whereas Vici Gaming have so many more damage threats on their composition.
It's all about protecting one man for the side of RNG, whereas Vici, they don't have all their eggs in one basket.
Nope, but all eyes should be on Swift, on his Lee Sin.
Very aggressive jungler. He's got a very aggressive early game pick as well with the Lee Sin. I mean, they were trying to goodness sake. They were trying to take away a lot of the aggressive junglers. Xiaohu's a little bit tired. Bit sleepy, are you? There's no Zoe in this game. You a bit tired too there, Frosco? Need a nap?
You know, every game's a new game, Fish. Every game's the best game of League of Legends since the last game of League of Legends.
Look,
I'm just excited to be here.
I just came back from Hyperplay where in the group stages of the tournament it was a 1.5 kill per minute meta. And I think in the grand finals there was a match where it was 2.0. And I came back and was like, well, that was a really bloody tournament. Coming back to the LPL, it's going to be fun because it's almost as bloody, right? Right? We had, what, 6 kills in one match today? And last match, then the match before, 55 minutes. Bit of a resident sleeper for an LPL day.
I understand. You like to yell about things. You like to be exciting.
I love to yell about things.
I just love when teams have a clear-cut identity about what they want to do. And we're having a bit of an identity crisis tonight in this series.
It's not just these teams, though. I think a lot of the LPL teams are having an identity crisis. If you're not JD or IG, something's been changing. But we're all the way to match 3, and Vici going to try and pull off the upset. Let's go into the Rift to see if they can do just that against RNG. Hello.
Hope is still alive for Vici Gaming in the audience, and technically still in this series. They have a much more well-rounded composition, multiple damage threats, multiple power spikes about when those damage threats will come online. Whereas RNG, it's back to Uzi.
Let's see if they can protect the Mad Dog. RNG with a quite early invade here against the red buff of Vici's side of the jungle, but it seems like Swift's doing the exact same thing. Nothing too unorthodox coming out into this match either. Triple Airy coming out from RNG, so both the supports and the tank are going to pick it up today. And then we see the Halo Blades being picked up by Jin. A lot of people would have seen this already, but it gives you attack speed after your first auto attack, which Jin fantastically converts to damage, and it lasts for 3 auto attacks, so conveniently lasting till his crit shot, which is some great synergy there.
Isn't it fun when it just works out like that? See if it pays off in this trade.
My goodness, make it stop.
Karma and Varus, probably one of the most disgusting lanes to ever face. You are never going to win this lane. You might as well just cede the entire bottom side of the map unless you have kill pressure. And because it's a Tahm Kench and not something like an Alistar or a Shin, it's very hard to crack this. So at this point, I feel like Vici during the lane phase just need to survive the storm. And they need to be looking at other avenues to start breaking open this map in either the mid or the top.
Swift's already making his way towards top side of map. What do you think of the Keystone picked up by Letme here? Going for Airy, so potentially more trade? Oh no, and MLXG's here as well. So let's not talk about top side. Let's talk about how Snow is about to get dove by a troll.
What they want to do is place the pillar behind him and just give easy access to the poke from Ming and Uzi.
All right, how do you guys do this one? Teleports are coming in as well. Very early heal to try and lock down this one. They get him. They've collapsed at the Trundle. They spin it back up at first blood. Picked up by Singtai on Trundle.
MLXD. Oh, that burns. He went for the auto attack.
Catfished me.
The chomp, instead of just placing, you could just outrange the tower. Just place the pillar. Let him throw the skill shots.
Calm play coming out from Vici though. They knew exactly what to do. Heal is available. Oh, it's not even a heal there. Yes, it is. Heal being picked up by Tahm Kench. Singtai with the heal. Gets first blood as well as red buff. Good play coming out from Vici, but what do they sacrifice? Because that's a teleport from Coco into the bottom lane.
I mean, because Coco's not going to be pressured by the Lulu in the mid lane, virtually nothing. You know, if that was a more volatile matchup, like a Cassiopeia, maybe you start punishing something there?
Just, I mean, the only thing you can really look at is a later tier. Just doesn't mean too much for Coco, you'd have to think.
No, he's going to be fine.
Still sitting with one corrupting potion as well as a biscuit. Very early Swifty boots being picked up by Snow as well, so he's going to be charging straight back into the bottom lane.
And already Vici looking pretty good right now. That bot lane though, still in favor of Uzi. And he does have complete control of the wave, it looks like. It looks like he's trying to hold it as long as possible and just deny Snow as much CS.
I mean, Snow's going to start running fast now, but it's very hard to escape from the Varus Karma combo. They weathered the... words are hard, though. They weathered the storm a little bit.
Hour 8, Fish, it's okay.
The storm's been weathered a little bit. They're not out of the woods just yet, however. This LPL is going to do what he can to take away some of these Raptors. We still haven't seen the early aggression come out from Swift just yet. He's got his pick of lanes to... Oh.
Hit the question mark ping.
That's you know, we've got all these emotes on the desk. That's the one I want. I just want a question mark ping. I want that as an emote. Like, Riot should make a question mark ping as an emote.
They do, it's Blitzcrank.
Hello?
When he's...
Oh, when he's scratching his head?
Yeah, and he's like, huh?
No, I just want the big question mark. That's
Okay.
it.
Coco's looking for a gank.
Not level 6 yet, no Realm Warp available.
What's cool is kind of the different shift of identity from Vici Gaming. It used to be the Easy Hoon team, and Easy Hoon unfortunately was the primary problem of Vici, just because as the identity, he didn't really do anything. And then you just have a completely different vibe from Vici. Is, you know, Coco's making all these late game plays, he's looking for early game ganks, he's using his teleport defensively to help his team out and dive. It's just a completely different look and very refreshing for a lot of Vici Gaming fans. And they are very tired. They are very hungry for something refreshing.
Oh, they sure are. mean, it's really strange because when I first started casting the LPL, Vici was a team that was so dominant topside. Like you talk about Izuhoon back when he was doing well. And it was always their bottom lane where we used to see them, lose first turret 5 minutes in and their 80 carry be 50 CS behind just 12 minutes into the match or something. They pick up a Cole 10 minutes into the game expecting to have to sit back and scale, and they do that. They use the topside resources where they're so far ahead to help out for the lack of ability or play in the bottom side of the map. But you're right, the identity's really switched away. That's really old Vici identity. Just the problem I've seen is it's never really helped Vici. Yes, they changed their identity, but they've never been a top tier team.
And the fact that they've had 5 world champions on their roster and have been relegated 3 times from the LPL.
Yeah.
But who's counting? LPL, speaking of counting, I think spent 45 seconds in that bush. The observer can't get over it. He's actually just losing his mind right now.
He's following him now. He's like, oh, he's in the mid lane. Little Land's going to slow him down, but the pillar almost does more harm than good there as it separates LPL from getting the closest path to Coco. Takes quite a bit of damage, but during this time, Swift returns the favor and takes red buff away from LPL.
The issue, though, is that Swift is taking so long to get to level 5. Now, LPL is also still level 5, but LPL also sat in a bush for 45 seconds looking to try to force a gank. So Swift needs to get access to this Lee Sin ultimate, and then suddenly the game and the map can start opening up just because of the massive burst potential that they have.
Teleports into the bottom lane from Uzi just to get there a little bit quicker.
He wants to ult someone.
He's got Bilgewater Cutlass as well, and that's a... Ouch. 25 CS lead for Uzi. That's brutal.
I think the word you're looking for is expected. He doesn't want to ult because of Tahm Kench, so he's just waiting for his proper target.
He's level 6, Snow still level 5. They just take the damage as Audi looking for damage himself onto Let Me.
Isn't that interaction fun?
Slams him against his own pillar.
Like this horn?
That's what I think about your pillar. Stop building it. Battle for the control ward is going in favor of Xiaohu there. Takes it away, make sure Swift can't get us. More teleports into the bottom lane. This time Tahm Kench showing up nice and early. This is just painful to watch. I remember when Karma as well as Varus were heavily in favor of the bottom lane meta. That was not a fun bottom lane to play.
Push, 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 push.
That was it. Push and take pain. Push and take pain. Not even poke. It was just pain. Oh no. They've even got LPL waiting the wings once again, but you said he spent 35 seconds before looking for a gank. This time around goes back to base very early. Nothing's going to happen there anymore. I
mean, unfortunately, LPL is kind of on clear love duty, where his only responsibility is just to be a security blanket. You've seen constant vision being placed in the bottom side or the neutral bot side river, and it's just because from game number 1 they learned. They left Uzi and Ming exposed. Uzi and Ming like to push forward. But with LPL spending so much time bottom, it does mean that Let Me has to take the short end of the stick, using his ultimate because he suspects a dive is coming and just trying to clear out the minions. And it was, but now it's only coming with Swift.
Aldi's in the top lane, but he's been taking so much damage, and a great flash coming out from Let Me. Gets away from the gank and clears out most of the minions as well. So, gets a lot of the CS, gets some of the experience.
But it looks like first tower again is going to fall to Vici and be denied away from Uzi. LPL actually pulls off of Ocean Dragon because RNG are in a race to try to disrupt this. And with Let Me teleporting to the top side, it looks like RNG might in fact get the top tower. Or, excuse me, get the first tower.
Nice use of the ultimate coming from Xiaohu there. Gets the crowd control portion down so he doesn't get jumped on by Sintai as well as Snow. But you're right, RNG do change their mind instead of going straight for the Elemental Dragon. They switch things up and they actually get first turret. A lot of the goal does go over towards Uzi. Swift now looking to try and see if he can make a gank play himself. Troll does spot him out.
They want to force top side and then get control over Rift Herald. RNG in response should auto push mid.
Swift might be in some trouble here. Forced to get kicked away by Let Me. He had the Krugs helping him out as well. Now Swift can't really go for that play he wanted to make.
Huge blunder.
Kill him. Oh my goodness, the rotation comes out from RNG as well. They move towards the mid lane. Good pillar's going to separate him, and they get fantastic damage in the mid lane out of the turret.
Because it took so long, and Coco has changed his mind in ganking top lane 3 different times, with all of that extra indecision from Vici, they just auto-rotated mid lane. Uzi's made his back after taking the bot lane tower. And now it's going to be a 2-for-1 special for RNG with access and control over Rift Herald. Vici have fallen so far behind in the last 2 minutes.
This is much better coming up from RNG in Game 3. You'd expect Uzi to be ahead in CS, and he's far ahead in CS. Over 40 CS up at the moment against them. Coco's getting locked down in the mid lane.
Uzi
Trying to
is
tag him.
daring him to do that.
Come in, Swift. You want to go for the play? Take it. Doesn't take it. And he's 6 minions away from completing his cull as well. RNG take down bottom lane out of turret. They take down mid lane out of turret. And what a big Swift. Or switch, I should say, because it was going to be Vici that took the first turret on the top side of the map. They don't even take the first turret top side. They don't even get it after the bottom lane turrets take it down. And now RNG come back to collect Ocean Dragon.
And really only just a 2-minute difference, and RNG are now snowballing and springboarding ahead. Again, it's just about where this Varus is. He's 120 CS versus 90 CS. Poor little Jen. He should be able to pick up all of this mid lane CS, make his back, complete his item. His coal's now stacked up, and then start moving Uzi towards that top side of the map.
But it's still very slow games. A lot of viewers in the LPL be used to those fast, bloody games in the LPL. This entire day has been fairly slow. From the first set we had, BLG JD, and now RNG against Vici. Very, very slow, very methodical. I would want to say macro, but I think it's been far from macro from these two teams.
RNG Vici's been a bit of a roller coaster. I feel like we're playing bumper cars.
Oh.
It's not even like a nice amusement park, it's like a carnival.
It's like one of those rundown carnivals as well. They've just been around long enough that you know who they are, but not for the right reasons anymore.
You're checking for some hepatitis.
You get a small scratch like, well, that's a tetanus shot tonight.
It's fine. I enjoy rides, and I love deep fried food, so...
Oh, now I'm hungry. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the fried Twinkie of games.
Well, RNG say thank you, Vici, for the leash. We'll take not only the Rift Herald you prepared for us, but we'll also go into your jungle and take blue buff away from you. And Vici just roll over and say, okay. Please stop hurting me.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is, what are they gonna do? Look at Varus's items. Is he gonna stab him with his dagger?
Well, you can fight! Stab him with the dagger! Do something!
Are you gonna hit him with his shoes?
Oh, that's a play. That's a big play coming up from Vici. Here you go, stab him with the dagger, Snow. You can stab him with the daggers. Teleports are coming in, even a realm walk coming into behind them. Uzi's gonna get locked down by Coco, tries to stand and deliver. Coco trying to sidestep away from this. It gets good damage. First kill on towards him. Ming now trying to run through the jungle. Sidestep, staying in fog of war, making sure he dodges out from the final shot and does so successfully. But Swift is here. Gets over, slows him down, and kicks him back. Good night. Gets him.
Uh-oh.
No, not with the glitter lance. Xiaohu finds the play, but the rest of Vici are now going to collapse. He needs to find a way back onto his side of the map. Sidestepping everything. Decides to turn around against Snow. Lockdown still. Gets the movement speed bonus. Pops the wild growth just to stay alive. And MLXG says, alright, you killed my support. You're not allowed to kill my support. Come back here. The Troll kicks up one, and Audi looking for a fight himself. Just when I said it's going to be a quiet match, it turns into a big bloodbath and a little bit of a fiesta. So we have action all across the map, from the base to the top lane gank to everything happening now.
It's just a party right now. Just throw your hands up in the air, because no one seems to care. We're just hard pushing lanes. We're getting ganked by 6 people. We're running around the map. And meanwhile, Orin's like, I don't know what you guys are doing. This is crazy. I don't have teleport. What are you doing?
Lemmy's like, please stop.
He's fine. He's like, I got all this free CS.
I mean, technically, Vici would be happy with that play. They're a turret down, but now they're only 900 gold behind RNG. So if they equalize turrets, you now have an even game. I mean, 2 assists going the way of Snow and also a kill taken down Uzi means that he's got his Storm Races and he's fairly comfortable now.
Well, the difference is that Vici understood when they had a window to use Coco, or Coco understood when they had a window where he could be used.
Coco understood a window where he could use Vici.
He shoved up bottom lane. He's like, well, I can't be here anymore. And Uzi is super far forward top side, pulls the trigger, makes the teleport play. But RNG are round 4 on trying to take this tower.
And this time it should be good enough. Keep Xiaohu up there. Slowly gets him with the smacks from Pix. Now he's dead. Doesn't even get the turret. Lock. Oh! Gets away from it. So Snow can't lock down the little purple witch. But they gotta go to round 5, Rusker. I think these teams just hate you. I think we found the problem. It's something about teams today and not picking up turrets when they should.
No, do not get me wrong.
Hey, look,
JD
remember
Gaming
this? This was meant to be the first turret that was taken down in this series, Rusker.
JD
Turret
Gaming
ball.
was wonderful to watch.
Oh, we'll talk about JD Gaming later
boy.
because Snow splashed away. Letme's going to try and collapse against the wall, but good blue suede shoes coming up from Snow. He's so fast.
I don't know how he dodged that.
He's so quick. Storm Razors, Rusker, just woo!
He's just a pencil. He was too thin.
Oh, look, we did it!
Well, we
We brought Shelly into it!
We had to place Rifttail that was about to go down, Fish.
Just walk up and smack it over, Lexi! Oh, actually, Shelly takes quite a bit of hit points and damage there. One auto attack from Uzi would have killed it.
But they do have Ornn to the side of them, as well as a creep wave behind them and the 2 creeps. I actually really like this secondary push.
Okay. Here we go, then you get an actual charge. It would have been better if it was full health, but better than nothing, you'd have to say. And good damage onto the top lane in a turret at that. In fact, they're going to break it.
Yeah, here's that incoming creep wave that I was talking about. An excellent play from RNG. Probably the best that we've seen, at least from this game. It's been a little bit shaky.
No, don't jinx it. That could be the best play that we see this game.
And well rewarded because Audi didn't have access to teleport, so recognizing that their top laner and Meganar can't join us, kind of a bit strange that no one is here to help this tower.
Hello? He's alone. Vici going to use this time to take an objective for themselves to equalize the Elemental Dragons, getting an ocean for themselves. They're still not out of this game. I mean, it's 1,000 gold that separates them, and they're 2 turrets behind. So RNG have essentially inflated their gold by picking out 2 turrets of a lead. Which is strange, because Uzi was so far ahead at CS. I'd like to see the scoreboard so we can actually find out why they've had to inflate the gold, so to speak.
I think it's because not a lot of their other carries are getting or acquiring a lot of gold.
Well, that kind of explains it. I mean,
the assists are also very much more spread across from Vici. They're participating in more fights as well as
they've got more kills as well.
Yeah, 2 more kill gold.
Audi's also got a nice 30 CS lead over Letme. Makes up for the 45 CS lead that Uzi has. Farming ahead of the clock spot despite dying once. How does he do it?
Well, when you have Karma speed up and Lulu Whimsy, you're able to zip around the map quite effectively.
Yeah, you thought that Pencil Snow was fast. Wait till you watch this Varus get into the
He was too thin. He just breaking ankles up there.
There's a great crossover and makes his way to the hoop. He's got a Storm Raise, he's got a Zeal for himself as well. So Jin happy with his current position. Very early QSS picked up by Uzi. He's just one of those 80 carries. Like, you look at the lineup coming out from Vici, there's a nah. I mean, Jin's got some lockdown, a Rune Prison here and there, but not one that really immediately stands out and says, I need a QSS second. It's normally something you do in reaction to like a Skarner. Another early flash from Sintai. I like this coming out from him, but you said it before, early flash means you can't use it aggressively.
But Uzi likes to play aggressively. He likes to play forward, so I don't mind a second item QSS from Uzi. Yeah, because he wants to be on the front lines. He's constantly pressuring forward. He likes to maximize his damage through his auto attacks as opposed to just spell weaving and spell flinging.
I like it draws some aggression away from the team as well, gives RNG some more breathing room on their other positions.
And then he also has, you know, all of the added benefit.
But MLXG, a bit of MLXD there as Snow takes him down, and that's 2 already, both the supports gone! Double kill being picked up by Snow, Uzi getting locked down, a second shot, the third, the fourth, will it hit? Yes it does! Triple kill for Jin, and Vici may have just turned this game around! Coco's in some trouble, but also stick thin there as he gets gobbled up by Sintai to keep him safe, and Vici might look towards Baron.
I mean, I didn't expect that. RNG very clearly didn't expect that to happen. Completely caught with their pants down.
It's happening!
Oh no.
It's happening, Frosker, and they're starting Baron. Now, Xiaohu as well as Ming and Let Me are alive, and they're collapsing to the pit. Let Me try to go deep into the pit as well. Early exhaust being burned, but they're bursting out Baron. It has to take a miracle steal. Spike's available. Do they get it? They do! Baron buff to Vici, and now they're going for the kills as well. Meganar's gonna miss, but they already took down Let Me go towards Lulu next. Why are you teleporting to the fight? I don't know, but Ming's here. Uzi's in this position, and he's trying to slow them down. Looking for a fight himself, but he's not gonna get too much from it. Baron buff to Vici, 9-2 in kills, and they're 3,000 gold ahead of RNG.
I mean, the one benefit here is that Uzi is able to press the wave forward, so Vici will have to use some of their Baron to reset a lot of their map. They need to take care of their bottom lane as well as their mid lane, so they can't immediately start using this Baron aggressively, and RNG are able to eat up some of that clock. That said, the immediate trigger being pulled here, yes, there is a lot of long-range catch potential, especially when you have something like the Jhin as opposed to going for the Ashe. So showcasing that Snow could have had the Ashe, feels more comfortable in the Jhin. You get the big damage there. That fourth shot pretty much blew up MLXG and then immediately starts sniping down Uzi. But wow.
That was quick.
Instantaneous.
There was some micro, unfortunate interactions for RNG as well. Ming got tagged with the Sonic Wave by Lee Sin before he flashed. And on top of that, it was an insult to injury, because him flashing away means that MLXG got tagged by the final W, the captive audience coming out from Jhin. So he died off the back of that, then Ming dies after he flashes away. So, series of unfortunate events for RNG in that last fight.
But still being caught where they didn't need to be.
Exactly. No reason for MLXG to be there as well, like specifically targeting him. Way too close, but RNG say let's fight against it. Sintai doesn't get tagged. They push forward, and that's their Hail Mary attempt to stop this play.
And what's great here is because it's Tahm Kench and it's Jhin, they are a very defensive bot lane, hard to crack. You can park them there in that mid lane, and then allow Coco and Gnar to abuse these side lane towers with the Baron buff. So finally, it feels like it took Vici all series long, but they're starting to get more comfortable playing the side lanes.
They still have a minute and a half of Baron to work with. You'd expect at least 3 turrets to be taken down here. They've already got 1, so 2 more will be good.
And Vici should just sit like this, because the thing about RNG's composition, because it is only built around Uzi, as long as they can split the map up, then RNG lose so much of their power in the 5v5.
Especially with supports like Lulu stuck on the top side of the map. Coco still clearing out waves against him. Karma as well as Varus are trying to cheat towards the top side of the map themselves. But you already mentioned it. Very safe pick of Jhin and Tahm Kench means they can park themselves in the mid lane. They've got Swift to help them out too. Oh.
And as long as Vici are just patient, have proper vision on their side flanks, and can catch RNG as they start to cheat towards one of their members, then it's just constantly stepping forward, chipping away at these structures, disengaging at the proper times, and then leaving their other members in the side lanes open to start pushing down these structures and snowballing and ballooning their gold lead. This is now 42k to 37.
This is near perfect, and Max actually making a push for this. Big play from Vici. They
So
rotate
clean.
Everyone quickly to the bottom side of the map. They break an inhibitor in the bottom lane with just 15 seconds of Baron to work with. I thought a big win for them is if they could take down 3 turrets. They got 5 there, Frosco. Sorry, it's 4 there, including an inhibitor off the back of that.
I mean, RNG is on fire right now.
Are they the meme, you know? The house is burning down, but this is fine. We're fine. Is that RNG, or are things just not okay?
Now, we have to assume that a team of this caliber, they've fallen behind before, that they have the mental fortitude and the experience, that they know exactly how to play from this position. But again, credit to Vici that, okay, this is a composition about Varus. If we spread it out and we make sure that Varus is never able to really fight us or have access to 2 supports as well as his tank line, then we should win in these side lanes. So, Vici, they have finally cracked the code. They have the right play. They know what to do.
Oh, second win. Second win potential for Vici at the moment, Frosco.
Over RNG.
Oh no, second loss for them this week alone. If they drop to Vici here in this best of 3, and the continual upset for the MSI champions.
And then everything starts to get so much more interesting. We are only, what, 2 weeks away from playoffs?
Yes, 2.5 weeks, and we're at playoffs. I think with this, if Vici can win here, it's almost impossible for RNG to catch JD anymore.
And reminder that it's not just RNG playing for their possible playoff seeded spot, but it's also Vici keeping their playoff dreams alive. Yes, it is a shot in hell for Vici to make playoffs over the likes of Suning, BLG, and LGD, but if they lose here, they're automatically out. So if Vici win here, the playoff dream is technically still alive.
Yes, it is. And just from my napkin math, RNG are currently 11-4, from what I remember. A loss here will put them at 11-5. JD are 12-2.
They would take the second place
They
spot.
would take second place. The most RNG can do is tie that. That's the most they can do.
And JD Gaming beat RNG the first time around.
So it's in their hands. If they just beat RNG one more
They
time,
have the head-to-head.
it doesn't matter.
And then RNG would have to face Invictus Gaming to go to LPL Finals.
Repeat of Spring Split, they were able to do it there, but remember, if it was any other day, that Spring Split semi-final between Invictus Gaming and RNG, there were a couple of games that were coin flips. There were base races. It theoretically looked like it should have been IG winning 4 of those matches.
They went to Game 5 against the
They went to Game
MSI
5.
champions without the Shy. That's better than Kingzone did. Ooh.
That's some BM right there.
Well, at this point, it's also just, most LCK fans will be like, of course, it was Kings on an international stage.
Oh no, they found MLXG once again. You'd think once bitten, twice shy, but not the case today. FLICKR and as Vici get a pick onto RNG's jungler. Uzi's going to try and step up. Wants to be the king, gets a big shield for it, but simple flash from Sintai. I like this guy. Every time he's got flash, FLICKR, and he's pressing it.
He's doing so much better this time around. Again, in game number 2, I felt that Zintai was a huge problem. He wasn't being proactive enough on such a power pick like Tahm Kench. This time around, he gets the priority pick. It's a huge denial away from RNG because it is Uzi and Ming, and he's making it count. He's finding these picks. He's gobbling up the correct carries at the correct times. If they win, I want him to get MVP.
Well, hopefully he does. They've got another Baron buff to work with now, though, FLICKR. Baron buff just respawned.
And with Ryze and Tahm Kench, RNG need to be on perfect form here as Uzi steps forward. He's been tagged by Swift.
Look at the stunner step coming out from Uzi there, dodging out everything and still dealing damage against Snow. He's the front line of his team. He's got a damn horn in the lineup. Who said I'm the front line? Now getting damage on this inside. No flash available from Tahm Kench. He's probably going to fall here. Gets a big shield. The shield's not going to be enough. The king steps up and shows RNG what they have to do.
Will someone stop him? The issue is where Gnar was. Audi didn't want to teleport into the fight, didn't have access to Mega Gnar, it looked like, and had to slowly walk over to the fight. His rage bar has now stacked up, but with Tahm Kench dead, they're not going to pull the trigger on the 5v5. RNG have a window where maybe they go to force Baron, but look at Mega Gnar, he's in the base.
He's in the base. They've already sent Let Me back to base to deal with him. Trying to chip away at that turret. They get good damage onto the Nexus turrets. RNG can't force a Baron fight, but at least delay it for a little bit longer. They got Tahm Kench's flash and return to pick up a kill. Still not afraid to force fights, and that's the scary thing if you're a Vici fan, because you think, what, 6,000 gold in the lead? But this should be lights out, this should be them controlling the game, but it still doesn't feel, it doesn't look like it.
I actually think they made a critical error right there. MLXG did hang around in case Vici tried to burn the Baron, but they took their backs when they had vision control over the Baron, and RNG were waiting on getting their control wards in the back of the pit. They could have tried to burn it and then use the Ryze ultimate to disengage. And I think the mistake was going back to base and being overly cautious.
Seems to be the name of the game for Vici right now. Fourth Elemental Dragon of Infernal's going to come up shortly. That'll be the last Elemental we have in this match. Baron buff is still up. Audi's still split pushing on Gnar. No flanking teleport wards in the red side of RNG's jungle, but a control ward was placed down by Swift inside the pits. Uzi's scary. He gets such big shields from both Lulu as well as Karma. Ardent Center was picked up by Ming, which means that Xiaohu could focus purely on ability power. And they're going to try and burn it now. That's quick. They have to rotate now. I think it's already gone. Vici won't be able to contest this. Swift wants to go in. It's already at half hit points though. They try to turn on towards Lee Sin. They're taking down Baron fairly low. Audi's in the base. He wants this Nexus. He wants the inhibitor. Swift in trouble. Baron's very low. They don't get it. MLG's able to smite this one away. Now they just have to stop the recalls. Coco's forced to be saved by Sing Tai. The rest of them trying to retreat. They tag him. Good flash over the wall. Manages to get him back to Snake. Snow will live to fight another day. Recalls are now coming out, so they trade. Baron buff for an inhibitor, and that gets the trade. Still, very interesting coming up from RNG here.
The correct call from RNG. Again,
Definitely.
I feel like the window was missed for Vici where they could have attempted to at least look for the Baron. Again, it wouldn't have been such a high-risk play, even if it hadn't been successful. But mistime their backs, RNG find the window, burn it, and at least have some safety in their base to get their inhib back up as long as they have the Baron. The table scraps are an Infernal Drake and now the Elder on play for Vici.
3 Elemental Dragons for Vici. Good item power spike for them too. Infinity Edge picked up by Snow. It's an on-hit attack speed build for Uzi, so Rage Blade, Blade of the Ruined King, as well as this Hurricane complete. BF Sword to boot with a QSS for safety, and RNG can actually go on the offensive. KOKO is fairly massive himself, so his Hourglass complete for this rise. Stuck dealing with waves on the top side of the map. Look at those shields.
Look at that damage.
Oh boy. It's still working for RNG. They still can put their eggs in the Uzi basket. Question is it going to be enough? Those arrows don't hurt as much thanks to the build he's going towards. But Zeke's Harbinger on the side of MLXG. Ardent Sensor on the side of Ming. Oh boy.
Uzi has to play it perfectly, however.
He can't make the same positioning mistake he made in the first match.
I mean, the nice thing is that you at least have some decent damage on Xiaohu since he went Deathcap Ludens. But still, I feel like if Uzi doesn't get one of those shields or is just slightly mistimed, ever caught out, and KOKO just pops him like a balloon, that could just be lights out for RNG.
Definitely.
But it seems that Vici Gaming have now committed to their side lanes, and they want nothing to do with a 5v5.
They don't want to go for that fight at all. No Wit's End this time for Audi. He's gone for the Blade of the Ruined King Black Cleaver GA build. Baron buff from Xiaohu means it's just difficult for him to go toe-to-toe against this little Lulu, but they're going for a fight, almost collapsing on towards Uzi. Swift.
They think they caught him.
Tags MLXG. It's the jungler again from RNG, but pops the Subjugate. Takes down the resistances, and the Corrupting Chains are going to spread out. Audi now taking a lot of damage. Does have Gun and Angel, and it's almost Mega. Let me collapsing into the fight. KOKO now being caught out, and RNG's Uzi is leading the charge. Audi trying to collapse on towards Let Me, gets good damage, but Time Catch now in trouble. Pops to great help, but gets melted through that one. Audi forced to sweep Let Me backwards. MLXG still looking for that flank. They could probably get the Guardian Angel if he gets a good pillar and finds it! Forces the flash over the wall.
And so many members of Vici are now crawling back into their base. Huge creep wave behind them. This should be at least the inhib for RNG. And it looked like Vici had caught out Uzi, but the rest of RNG are able to collapse in time. Brilliant offensive teleports. I don't know.
They push for the win.
Oh, God.
I think RNG try to push for the win here. They've got a big enough creep wave as well as one member down for the side of Vici. They're pushing
Swift's in the back.
Uzi gets a big ice. He got him! They killed the King! King Slayer Audi finds the pick onto the carry of RNG. The base is wide open and a quick teleport flank. MLXG gonna be locked down. Swift slows him down with that Tempest. Audi once more, and he's done it! He finds the insect, puts him in the back line, and the King is dead!
But they don't have any teleports. It is up to Xiaohu and Let Me to kill these creeps or get them off the tower as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, another wave is feeding in. I think they may have slowed down Vici. I don't know if they're able to actually just end it.
They're going.
They're trying to.
Because they could try and just take this turret, but they're indecisive. KOKO and Swift are going for the base.
They can't do it. They don't have creeps.
There we go. They teleport in. Audi, as well as Sintai, moving towards the base. Sintai brings Snow in. They don't have the creeps, but they're trying to go for the back door. 5 seconds on Uzi.
You don't have the damage. Lulu can just polymorph the ADC who wants to hit the tower.
And they try to get out of this one. The dropship takes one out. Sintai is the only sacrifice. Quick decision making coming out from KOKO. They take the risky play, but the wrong play for Vici there. And oh no, Audi, you can't teleport right there. Swift, there was a ward spotting you out. Xiao is going to speed himself up. Glitterlance comes through. They're trying to lock him down, but good place. Blue Suede chooses. Ming wants to lock down Audi. They dash away. They'll be able to escape from this one. The quick decision making from KOKO keeping them alive, but risky decisions coming out from Vici to try and keep this game alive.
Everyone needs to calm down, stop getting so hypey. It started with RNG. They decided to try to end this, and Uzi gets caught out. He doesn't have access to his flash, and Swift sees his moment. But then Vici, they can't calculate it. Ornn and Lulu do a perfect job killing the creeps, making sure that there's no way to take down the tower fortification, and that's what stops Vici in their tracks.
It just got a bit harder to kill him as well. He's now got his QSS as well as a Guardian Angel picked up for the side of Varus. But we saw, once you kill him, there's not much left for RNG's team. But when he's alive, it's just so difficult to deal with. Vici have a gold lead, and it's already near impossible. A minute till Elder Dragon comes up on line 2. Baron buff is about 15 seconds behind that.
But when would we ever say that Vici are a single 5v5 away from beating RNG in a best-of-3 series?
It's been a long time since you could say anything close to that.
Uzi still with no teleport, like you said. Much harder to kill because he does have the GA, so a little bit of buffer room there. But RNG would like to delay this until their king does have his escape back up. He's so cautious. Look how far back he's playing from his team.
He saw what Swift did with the nice ward hop. Ward hop into flash kick after he was locked down by the captive audience of Snow. He was the one making the big plays in the mid lane, stutter stepping between crowd control, staying with the front line and showing that he's a threat. Not playing scared almost.
Just respectful, understands his limitations.
25 seconds on Elder Dragon. Baron buff is staggered in terms of its spawn. 20 seconds after Elder Dragon, Baron comes up.
Naturally,
yes.
We just want to hold this point, continuously force the waves in. They're going to burn Elder so quickly as soon as it spawns.
Oh, they are. Gathering Storm on the side of Uzi as well. He's not afraid to go into the late game if he needs to. Lethal Tempo is there as well for the increased attack speed. Vici collapsed into mid lane. They say if you're going to push out bottom, we'll go towards mid, but Uzi's already burning through this Elder Dragon. Vici has to try and force a fight here. Aldi is not close to Mega. Needs to build up some of his rage. Swift is looking for a steal. Jumps into the side of the pit. Unless she's there as well. There goes Swift. He got it! He takes away the Elder Dragon, but Vici lose their jungler straight away. Good slow coming out from Lemmy. Throws out the ultimate. Tags Snow. But Bignar gets 4 in the back lines. Redemption keeps RNG alive for now, but they're fighting against the Elder. Amaleshi is going to fall. Uzi's GA gets popped. The King is going to respawn. Looking to fight this one back. Gets a big shield. Gets exhausted as well.
Coco
Snow's looking for it. Coco's looking for the fight. Lemmy's going to fall. Curtain call. 1, 2, 3. Drop ship. 4. And they're trying to go for more, but not enough. As Vici find the picks, they get the Elder Dragon, and they're pushing for Baron buff as well.
I cannot believe Coco didn't go for that. His flash wasn't quite available, just came up in the back half. If it was available 0.3 seconds earlier, he saw the moment, he wanted to flash on Uzi. He doesn't pull the trigger on the Realm Warp because they want to rotate towards the Baron.
That GA was all the difference as well, Frosker, and yes, RNG sat around and lost Let Me when they're waiting for him to respawn. But Uzi comes back up, gets the shields and the Alden sensor with a double life steal to keep himself alive. A big play from Swift, steals this dragon.
I mean, everyone on Vici is stepping up. Swift time and time again, though, making sure that he found the first pick on Uzi, finding the Elder Steal, which ultimately allows Vici to win that fight and get the second Baron. And now, Vici get another shot at the champs.
And they've got Elder Dragon to boot with 3 elementals empowering it. They need to get together and group up for these pushes though. Bot lane snowballing for them.
Oh, I cannot get over Coco in that last fight. I wish we could have had an extended replay because you could just see it in his eyes. He wanted so badly to pop Uzi.
I actually like that he held on to his flash though, because now in the next fight still has that. Surprised the dropship got cancelled because delivering someone into backlines there was certain death. They had the pincer.
Oh, so close.
Beautiful
Good work,
play.
Coco.
I'm sorry, Sintai, we said that you deserved the MVP. Swift has stolen that. There's no way anyone else gets it anymore unless there's a big play happening in the final fight. Big Baron buff wave, and they're pushing towards the inhibitor as well. Pillar slows them down, gives Uzi time to trim out this wave.
And they don't have Meganar anymore as Audi now transfers back. And unfortunately, it's just one wave that's pushing in right now for Vici. So they're funneling this directly all into Uzi's wave clear.
She must be maxing that pillar second because that slowed down the wave so much that Uzi just fired away with Hurricane and took it down. 6 items now on Uzi.
It's eating up a lot of time on the monster buffs.
That's stressful if you're Vici though, because you're pushing in for a base against RNG and you can't find it. You had such a big wave, you have the lead, you had Elder Dragon.
Again, the issue is that mid, top weren't pushing in. You need to split up RNG's composition. They're too strong as the 5v5 because of how powerful Uzi is.
You've got the dropship though. I'm surprised Coco doesn't say, all right, get in there.
Okay, they've split up. RNG now want to force the fight.
They're going to try and force it. Aldi actually jumps away. He's about to go Mega. So Vici can potentially step up here. Minute still on Baron. They've got time to work with this buff.
Swift's trying to hunt for Uzi. And Coco is racing across the map.
He's got a big wave top lane. They can split apart the team, especially with the inhibitor being so low on the bottom side of the map. Coco can potentially push for this and drop ship mid lane. You could drop all these minions in the mid lane and say, all right, you want to move towards top side of the map? Well, these minions are going somewhere else. But he's not going to. Just holds Uzi and Ming off the turret. Gives them time to try and push in.
Vici have to get something here. It looks like Audi will finally crack the bottom inhib.
Got it. So that's good play, but that's all they get. They already had that. That was
Rotate
a free
mid.
inhibitor to take.
Just don't get caught here, Vici. You are so close.
30 seconds. MLXG with the pillar, trying to separate someone, look for a pick for them. Coco's still top side. Teleport's available, round wart's available, but still split from the team. If RNG find a pick, find a way to start a fight, difficult for them.
Vici have a window to get decent damage here on a structure.
GA being sold by Uzi, and he picks up an Infinity Edge. 60% crits, as well as the extra true damage now from IE. No safety of the GA. That was going to come back up in about a minute's time, but won't have that anymore. Instead, going for the pure damage, the raw power. Swift has flash available as well. We saw his kick onto Uzi, knocking him into the team in the second last fight. Potential to do so again here. But a stalemate once more for Oscar, and it seems like we're going to wait for the next major objectives before any fight takes place.
Sitting on a tightrope, that's what it feels like. Vici, unfortunately, didn't stack their waves, so it was just wave after wave that funneled in as opposed to one big one to deal with. Meant that they didn't find the proper window where they could have stepped up, had the Mega Gnar available, and then tried to punish RNG.
Okay, Swift, I see what you're trying to do here. He's got a flank going for himself, but Sintai's been locked out. Doesn't tag anyone.
No, he had Ming.
Oh, he had Ming for a second. Doesn't go in. Audi's almost Mega as well. RNG have to be careful. Grouping up like this is a little bit dangerous. Relentless, though. They're not giving RNG any breathing room for now. Yes, get angry now.
Okay, everyone's full items. The gold differences don't matter. The towers don't matter. This is all coming down to execution. I feel like once again we're in a situation where it's Swift and Coco versus Uzi.
Yeah, we've got a large threat composition of 4 threats from the side of Vici, and then a single threat of Uzi on the side of RNG. Yeah, gathering storm check.
I just love how Vici know.
We took it to 55 minutes the first time, boys. Let's do it again.
The only way we win this one, boys, is
Bloodthirster.
at 62 minutes.
Ugh. Bloodthirst is complete. Get the ward! Oh, do a FLICKR roll. And roll out of playoff contention. Too soon?
Yep.
Oh, damn it. I think we're trying to see the AD, but I can't read the characters.
I mean, those are big numbers either way.
They are big numbers. I believe it's 906 AD. Oh boy.
In shorthand analysis, he hits like a truck.
Uh-huh.
And if he hits you, he'll destroy you.
I think if he hits Uzi with his crit, without any shields, Uzi dead.
Yeah.
Uzi just die.
Oh,
You
he'll
go, boom.
definitely take off the shield. I'm waiting for Uzi to get impatient, flash, and try to find the Varus ultimate. And if the ultimate connects, he's a hero. And if it doesn't...
He's upgraded his IE as well to get the Ornn passive available for himself. There's a Locket being picked up by Ornn. You'd expect that second Aegis being picked up by Ming to be a Locket. Sorry, not Locket. No, not Knight's Vow. I thought Knight's Vow builds out of it. I'm wrong. Another Locket, potentially.
I'm digging through the items myself, so you're saying words, but I'm just like, okay, who's Uzi's viable target that he wants to try to hit? You have Scimitar, you have Hourglass, you have Tom Kench. He's screwed.
It's just difficult. I mean, you can hit him and hope the chains spread, but in all honesty, you're looking for a big grouped up fight. Now, objective has respawned. Coco did a good job there. You notice him on the mini-map, he just went towards top lane. I pushed him away, forcing Let Me to stay up there. Swift is being sneaky.
My team takes Baron, I steal Elder.
Can he
That
pull
is
it
the
off
game
though?
plan here.
Let's see if Swift can pull it off. He's there on the backside of the pit, just by Elder Dragon. Now they can collapse. Realm Warp. They can use top catch. Go to Swift. Doesn't get it. MLXG with the save. That's GA being popped. And
But
they go
they're
to the
trying to
base.
end the game.
They want to try and end the game right now. Vici at least looking to push for an inhibitor turret and potentially an inhibitor. Swift survived. What the heck? How? How did Swift? I don't understand.
I'm going to take a guess and say that he flashed out.
Well, they're looking to try and start this fight. Collapses towards Singtai. MLXG looking for a pillar. He's running through the frozen domain. Flash forward, finds Coco and Singtai. Singtai needs to save Coco. Taking a lot of damage. Now goes to the Victor! It's the backlines. Collapses the Xiaohu. Uzi still full hit points. Now down to half. Snow still doing fine. Coco gets the first kill. They look one down. Snow flashes forward. Looks for MLXG. Gets the kill. Alive. Uzi goes forward. Doesn't get the kill. Curtain call. And Uzi is going to fall. No! He stops the curtain call and Uzi gets the triple kill. I do not believe it, FLICKR.
How is he still alive? Why did he stop? I was watching Uzi.
He just had to throw out the second shot. Uzi at 10 hit points. 10 hit points, life steals back to safety.
I have to see it again. Why did he stop?
Snow is going to be kicking himself.
Tell
after
me there
that.
was an excuse, Fish.
I didn't see one. Uzi was stunned. He was locked down.
Okay.
Fight starts with the ultimate coming out.
So
let me just start this.
Again, it looks so good for RNG initially. Great flash pillar. Let me then follows it up by CC locking, and then the tides turn because of the Megadar. There's the huge damage from Jin to hit Uzi. He's able to find the shield, getting so much health back, and then just standing his ground and machine gunning through people. CC'd. Snow should go into ultimate now. One.
Oh, Snow.
He just stopped.
Snow be kicking himself for two things in that fight. Flashing forward thinking he had already killed MLXG and he had to wait around for the second shot to kill him. The ultimate as well.
Oh.
So close. Looking at the summoner spells that were blown though. Everyone from the side of Vici have lost their summoner spells. Singtai swapped out for a cleanse. Spellbook allows him to do that. For RNG, you only have Flash on Xiaohu. That's it. So Uzi's technically in a weak spot here. But he's gone and picked up
Ornn upgraded his.
yeah, he's sold his boots as well. He's got triple lifesteal, range blade. It's
He
fine.
literally, he just stands and he fights. This is a Hodor moment.
Hold the damn Dawn. They're holding it quite well. They're trying to collapse into Xiaohu, the only member of Flash available. Quick play from Vici. Doesn't pan out into anything, however.
They cannot crack RNG's 5v5.
Fortunately, no, they cannot.
But I actually think that their composition can. They just are scared to do so.
They think they can, they think they can, they think they
They
can.
could!
FLICKR.
If he just shot!
Ah. 4 is the number of deaths in China, and unfortunately for Snow, it's not working out so far as Jin.
I don't need 4, I just need a R.
Audi though, the hero play. Meganar into the wall, follows up after Uzi's QSS to get the stun as well. Almost taking Xiaohu out of the fight. That was a fight against Elder Dragon as well. Without Swift. Swift wasn't there. 4v5 no Elder. Sorry, 4v5 no Swift against Elder. If that gives Vici fans hope, I mean, you've got to hold on to it.
We're just buckled in for another long game. We're still in a situation though that win or lose here, I mean, it's going to be devastating for Vici. It would taste so bitter because you don't expect to make playoffs, but there is that tiny voice in the back of your head that, okay, we beat RNG. We're still in it, boys. We can still go. You just have to keep looking forward, and especially to lose in a 50-plus minute game. That's going to come down to just the tiniest decisions.
Just remember, it's pretty much a single team fight that can break or make this match. you have the opportunity to go later than that if it's an even fight or, you know, botched, disengaged fights. Sure, we could go 60, 70 minutes in the match, but realistically, when you're looking at 50 minutes in the game, when you're looking at someone like Vici who's sold his boots, one team fight is probably going to end it. But aside of RNG, you're really looking at Vici. If he falls, you'd expect Vici to walk over the rest of the team.
I just don't even think that Vici want to take the team fight. It feels like what they're trying to do is clean out all of the vision, because look at all the control wards that they've got over bottom side, and then just these hit and runs.
Yep.
They want to use the Realm Warp, they want to use the mobility and hunting from Swift, and they want to try to find either a pick or quickly get to an inhib or get to a tower, drop a bunch of damage, and then get the hell out of dodge.
They also need to set up for Baron, but Swift might be caught out here. Takes quite a bit of damage. Saved by Sintai, and Uzi can't get a single attack. What was that?
Did he go back in?
He went back in. Guardian Angel Pop kicks him back to safety as well. Oh no. Swift may have just made the play that cost them the game. 72 seconds is the death timer for Lee Sin at the moment.
And Baron spawns in 1 minute. What is happening?
Death Bush is what's happening for now for Vici, but they're on the wrong side of the map. What I was about to say is they could just let that play fizzle out. Go to Baron. Oh, they're going for the win. They have to try and do something. Let Me is the one that's in trouble. They try to collapse on towards him. Boomerang's going to stop that for now, but doesn't get locked down. On ultimate as well, and RNG say, you know what, screw everything, let's fight. Last stand right now for Vici. No Swift, the man that got them this far. Snow, 6 items, flash away from them. Looking to try and start this fight, and Let Me charges in, gets a double knock up. Snow still alive, Uzi's free hitting, Mega Gnar's coming out from Audi, doesn't get there in time. Will respawn as Mega Gnar. Looking to get in the pit, throws them back, but doesn't get anything for it, and Vici are forced to back away. Top lane's being pushed in.
I'm shocked that Vici even got out of that alive because they used the Realm Warp to get in. There was no reason that RNG would commit to the Baron because it hadn't spawned yet. I thought for sure that was going to be game end for Vici. They are lucky to get out with their lives.
Swap it around because RNG are now pushing for a win themselves. Swift's coming up. But Aldi's too far away. 40 seconds on Aldi. They have to put up a 4-on-5 base defense. You can sacrifice what you want down to the final Nexus hit point. This is where heroes are made, FLICKR and Snow. Caught out. Saved by Sintai. Forced away. Uzi flashing into the backline. Swift has found and kicks 3 members. Good damage, but he's still alive. They kill Lee Sin. Uzi in trouble. Snow trying to step this one back up. Coco fighting on the sides. Another big shield gets put onto Uzi. Curtain Core will get lots of shots in Guild 1. Looking for Uzi still. MLXG in trouble. Uzi still stepping forward. Sonya's used by Coco. Nexus is bare. Snow stepping up, but it's not going to be enough. Coco again looking for it. He gets it. Uzi's dead. Let Me's the last man standing.
But Audi's alive.
And Audi's going back up. Look at the teleport. Where are you going, Audi? Audi's teleporting towards the base, FLICKR.
He canceled it.
Canceled
oh my God.
There is still time. There is still hope. There's a reset of Baron as well as Elder Dragon. There are no turrets left in Vici's base. And here's that last stand again.
Okay, this is all about Coco for me. He's flanking from the side, he's ducking and dodging and weaving. He keeps coming out, and it's really just the big rise damage that is trying to hold this off. Snow does a great job resetting himself into the Nexus and then opening up the ultimate to finish off a lot of the meaty front line. But the fact that Coco and Uzi just plant their feet and go tit for tat here.
There he goes.
The flash
Beautiful.
rise damage was disgusting, and then Snow finally turns and finds the big shot to finish it off.
All right, Vici now making their Hail Mary play. Teleports on towards Elder Dragon. Tomcatch going to join in as well. This is second Elder for them.
They've got it.
Second Elder with 3 Elemental Dragon buffs.
They're going in.
There's the dropship, gets them closer towards Baron. Remember, they have to be careful. They have no Nexus turrets.
They have, it doesn't matter at this point, Fish. You have Elder, just kill them.
RNG are forcing a fight. This is second Elder. Coco survives. Sintai's going to keep him alive. Uzi steps up. That's a lot of the shields from RNG down for now. And even with double Elder Dragon, with triple Elemental, Vici don't want to fight Uzi on the front lines.
without access to the Rise Realm Orb, I just think it was the wrong call. You have the Elder, you knew that RNG were out of position. Maybe they were playing with imperfect information because they only had one deep control ward. But if they had decided to just commit to one side of RNG,
now they can try and start Baron buff, but RNG putting on a lot of pressure, racing for mid lane every time they look towards the big purple worm. With it being second Elder, it has a longer timer than Baron, so Vici can play this one safe, and they kind of have to play this one safe as long as a single inhibitor is down.
But a huge issue is the fact that they don't have access to any of their teleports. Snows is just about to come back up, but if Vici ever get outpaced here, because it is a bare open nexus, then RNG will just race them.
They've got the inside track though, FLICKR, and RNG is stuck in the red side of their jungle. They're going to move some minions in, and with this being late game, these turrets fall so quickly. Uzi gets shielded up, moved into the front lines immediately, trying to lock him down, put damage on towards the turret, but just chip damage at that for now, FLICKR. 56 minutes.
This is the most tense chess game I feel like I've ever watched. This is basically two kings just chasing each other across the board, and as soon as someone steps out of position, it's done.
And if you told me this was going to happen between Vici taking on RNG, I would have told you to go fly a kite, FLICKR, because bottom of the table against top. Vici for the fight to stay in playoff contention. It's a narrow one, but a fight nonetheless. Baron buff's being worked on. They sacrifice bottom lane inhibitor turret for it, and Vici get it. Why are you going back to base? You got nothing to spend your bloody gold on, Vici. There is nothing for you in your own damn Nexus right now.
They need to just clear out the giant creep wave that's encroaching on their inhib. Make it a little bit easier so they can find windows to exit their base and continue to try to challenge RNG on an open map. But we are going to 60 minutes, Fish.
Yes, we are.
This was supposed to be a fast night.
It was. You had an appointment, I believe, FLICKR, and later on. That's got to be cancelled now.
I am so angry.
Vici have gone the distance, and RNG are taking them there too. Amazing match so far between the two. It's been sloppy back and forth throughout the series here and there, but we were seeing some great moments of brilliance coming out from Vici late into the summer split. RNG continues to fall, but Uzi's not giving up without a fight. 774 CS on Uzi. Double Locker being picked up to protect him. Double Ardent Sensor being picked up for Uzi as well. Stacking the shields now doesn't do much. You've got to layer them for the extra time.
I just think at this point, you're constantly going to have the Ardent Sensor up because the cooldowns are so low.
Also, remember the last thing that scales in League of Legends are the minions. As the game continues, minions get stronger and stronger. Although it doesn't look like it now, if we go to 65, 70 minutes, they're going to be knocking on your door.
I would like to put in a request to Riot, please, that our minions scale a little bit faster.
All right, just give me a second.
Please open up that email.
Dear Riot Games, make minions scale fast.
Vici would be very appreciative.
Vici would be very appreciative. Love FLICKR.
Thank you.
Sent.
I would not send that with a love.
P.S.
Tom Kench sucks.
Yes. Question mark. Something. This has been a PogChamp of a game though, FLICKR.
I feel like we've been in this stage of the game for the last, I don't know, 25 minutes.
What year is it?
It's hour 9. We've been casting an analyst desk all day. My voice is shot.
I'm getting up at 5 o'clock tomorrow. This is going to be great. Got a good 5 hours of sleep ready. Thought I could be in bed by 10 today.
Oh, I love League of Legends. Let's go!
Woo! All right, it's taking stock. Baron buff, about a minute left for Vici. They've taken down inhibitor turrets in the bottom and top lane, but mid lane inhibitor turrets still at half health. Snow using that rapid fire cannon wherever he can to chip away at objectives. Coco with good damage onto the bottom lane inhibitor as well. Elder Dragon is still alive for this team. It's going to wear out shortly.
They're just letting the Baron creeps do the dirty work for them.
Do you know what makes me sad, FLICKR? In the way that Vici are currently playing, we're waiting for next Elder and Baron.
They just have to play it patiently. The onus is on RNG actually, because if Vici just continue to slowly funnel these waves in, the Baron up creeps are doing so much damage to these open inhibitors. So I feel like Vici, this is perfect. RNG, at some point, they need to figure out where they're going to draw the line and say enough is enough, we must stop the bleeding. So eyes on Let Me. You can see he's trying to hide right now, looking for a flanking position, trying to get a good lineup for his ultimate, as well as MLXG with the pillar, because those are going to be your two primary engage points. Oh boy. I think we're going to see another Realm Warp attempt here.
Potentially.
Okay, Audi may have access here. Vici, you gotta learn how to hold your waves, stack them up, and time them to funnel in at the same time. A huge issue is that your waves are never connecting at the same time, so RNG are never split up and having to choose or make tough decisions of are we defending mid or are we defending top.
So we've got Elder Dragon number 3 for Vici coming up.
It's a 61-minute game, Fish.
It's the 4th Elder Dragon of the match. We already know how strong double Elder is. They should have inside track towards it, and you'd expect Vici to be at this point saying, "Cool, we can risk pushing for things, but we should actually play around this objective." They're set up for it.
Normally at this point in the game, you're like, oh, it's you know, high reward, medium risk. You can end the game, if they kill you, nothing happens. But at this late in the game, if they kill you, your death timers are so long that they run from their house towards yours and they torch everything. So everything is high risk. Everything is going to make you second guess yourself. And again, we talk about this all the time with RNG. This is a team, picked up Coach Kesman, has such a strong mental fortitude, knows how to play from behind, buckles down, doesn't lose focus, doesn't get exhausted, versus Vici Gaming, who have never really been in this position. Can you imagine the stress, Fish? You're looking at the MSI champs. You've won one best of 3 your entire split so far.
Easy gaming.
Your hands are just, they're shaking.
Coco's not shaking though.
You lose this, you're out of playoffs.
You win this, you got a chance.
I'm surprised no one has taken a timeout for a bathroom break.
Thank you for reminding me.
There's bottles under the table.
Oh no.
Look away!
Elder Dragon's up in 10. 10 seconds. 868 CS is the CS clock for Uzi. LPL and Swift somehow don't have 6 items.
This is actually the new plan. RNG are like, we just continue this game as long as possible so Uzi can break a CS record. Now, I believe Teddy holds it right now.
Hello.
And we're still a long ways away.
Let's go. Dropship towards Elder. They start it, and RNG say we got to force this.
I think they've got it, unless MLXG flashes in.
Oh, they're going for it. Let Me throws out the ultimate first.
MLXG's gonna go for it.
3-man knock-up. MLXG wants to go and try and go for the steal. Swift's in the back line, taking damage from Uzi. That's big damage from Uzi. Can he get the smite? No, he doesn't. Uzi stole it! Second Elder for RNG! They still have to try and win the fight though, FLICKR, and this is not going to be easy. Vici slowly losing members. Audi's going to fall. The rest of RNG still up here, FLICKR.
I think they've gotten that alive. Vici, however, are falling back to their own base right as the Baron is about to spawn. RNG should pick up the Elder Dragon, and because they are so terrifying...
Sintai's buying time for Audi.
Just go to the Baron! Leave the Tom Kench!
He's dead. Sintai finally falls. Takes a long time for Uzi to get from the top side of the map to the bottom. Baron buff's there too. Remember, RNG got an Elder Dragon earlier, so this is second Elder Dragon for RNG. This is where it's really strong. 65 minutes into the match.
And Uzi walks top to grab the creep wave. You don't need any more creeps. You are 13-4-1.
Setting up for Baron, maybe.
But you have a giant window where you don't have Tom Kench or Gnar. You could actually just fight. He's got TP. There he goes.
Teleporting in now. Big play from Uzi though. Swift stuck in the pit. No one else from Vici backed him up. And Uzi gets the damage of the Swift. He steals the Elder Dragon. Now RNG pushing for the win.
This is it. Swift has to find Uzi here and deliver him directly into Coco and Snow's auto attack. If he doesn't instantly die, it's over.
Snow standing his ground, gets bounced around, takes a lot of damage. Uzi though fighting against Coco as well as Audi. Uzi kills Audi. Swift's gonna fall. Snow's gonna fall. They try their little hearts out, FLICKR. But it's going to be a win coming up here. And it is RNG that takes down Vici.
and a 65-minute slugfest. Probably the longest collective series that we've had in the LPL this split. 2 hour-long games.
I cannot believe it.
And a heartbreaker for Vici because they are now eliminated from playoff contention.
You said it best, the mental fortitude from RNG, it's there. They've been here before. But for Vici, it's one of the few times they've tested a top team in the LPL, and they were so close from taking it home as well. Losing that fifth Elder Dragon. Or fourth Elder Dragon, I think it was at this point. Lost counts was the final nail in the coffin. RNG take it home. They keep the chances of them trying to take it to JD alive. But unfortunately for Vici, I believe that's it. They don't have a leg in the race anymore. Or a horse in the race, I should say.
There's a lot to go back and check on the tapes for both these teams. But a bittersweet loss for Vici. So much improvement over the course of the series. This is probably the best form that we've ever seen Vici in. They should hold their heads high, but ultimately it's really hard to say that to a team that play that well, that try that hard, and then stumble right at the 3-hour mark.
Swift with the hero play, stealing Elder Dragon the first time. Getting the kick onto Uzi right as they were about to end the game. Then he is the one that unfortunately falls short. Loses Elder Dragon in the final fight as well, where he was focused on it, but no one else from Vici was, and his smite, about 18 damage too short. Varus actually picks up the kill onto Elder Dragon at the end, 82,000 damage.
But I mean, ultimately, look at the gold graph. Look at the fact that Vici lost the game with a gold lead. I mean, you can go back and you can say this Elder Dragon, that Elder Dragon, you know, Elder Dragon number X. But so much earlier before then is where the game was actually won or lost by both teams.
Just for both of them, it took way too long. Vici had so many opportunities to close out that match, but not able to do so, Frosco, and that was insane.
My voice actually hurts.
My voice hurts as well, don't worry. We can take a look at the Elder fight, though, because that's where
Which one?
That won the game for
Oh,
RNG.
okay, the last one.
I believe it was the last fight where, look at Swift, he's on the pit, he's on top of Elder. Vici in good position, he dashes back out, goes in, the knock-up keeps him there. Uzi's going to tag him 3 times, and that's it.
To be fair, though, people will look at this and say, Swift, you know, how could you not secure the Elder there? How can that go over to Uzi? But the rest of Vici got forced out of the pit. You know, collectively, they should be assisting their jungler burst down the Elder Dragon. You know, someone has to take the responsibility of who is going to be responsible for zoning. When are we going to choose to knock away MLXG? Are we committing to the fight? Are we committing to the Elder Dragon? And it's just kind of the muddy calm. So again, if you kind of want to look at that one instance and try to say, okay, what type of learnings do we take away from this? Okay, there wasn't a very clear defined call. Are we taking Elder? Or are we turning off of the Elder Dragon and taking the fight? If we're taking Elder, who is responsible to zone RNG out of the fight? Who is responsible to burst? And frankly, that's on Snow. If Swift is going to stay in the pit, the Jhin needs to make sure that he's there for the burst damage, so you don't have that delayed reaction of Swift's in the pit like, guys, the Elder's still alive, I still have to be here.
It was it was split decisions coming out from Vici everywhere, because they grouped up and let me go to Great Ultimate off, and then ultimately bought time for RNG to make their way towards the pit as well. I mean, off the back of that, of course Uzi picks up MVP. You steal away the Elder Dragon, you have the game-winning team fight. 56% of his team's bloody damage.
He is 904 CS.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no surprise that a composition that was built entirely around Uzi wins. That said, you look at those stats, you're like, damn, Uzi had one hell of a game. And it was impressive. But it should not have gone down like this. And I still stand firmly that this is the weakest iteration of RNG that we've ever seen. And I think that they're actually weaker because they can only play around Uzi right now. If that's your one win condition, that's pretty easy to shut down.
They did in Game 3. Hats off to Vici. They played their heart out the entire series, and they look like they made improvements, and unfortunately for them, little bit too late, because we can take a look at the standings, and Vici are just way too far down in the standings at the moment, sitting at the bottom of the table, 1 and 13 FLICKR.
And then it means that the race for second and third is that much more intense. Now, JD Gaming have series in hands because you can see it's 12-2 versus 12-4, but your eyes do not deceive you. JD Gaming are now sitting in second place. It is a weighted playoff gauntlet, which means that if you locked playoffs today, RNG would be on the same bracket side as Invictus Gaming.
Yes, they also have it in their hands because they have to play against RNG again. If they win there and not drop another match, or even if they drop to RNG but don't drop any of their other matches, JD will claim that second spot unless IG falter and fall a little bit further behind the table, but at their current performance, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
And second seed is so important for JD to secure because it means you get an automatic bye into the quarterfinals of the LPL. That means if you win one best of 5, that JD Gaming are guaranteed a seed in the regional qualifiers. Yes, further deep down, but they would have enough championship points to get them the invitation, which means that JD Gaming's miracle run for Worlds would start with them taking second in the regular split.
If they can try and make that miracle run. But we still have more games in week 8 to take a look at, because tomorrow could impact the standings in the LPL. TOP take on FPX, WE take on EDG, and it's ending the day with OMG taking on Rogue Warriors.
And it is some very exciting matches, although it might not appear so at first. You do have the El Clasico matchup between WE and Edward Gaming. I know there's a bit of a bet between Wei Xiao, the new coach of Team WE, as well as Clear Love, who has been starting for Edward Gaming. And then TOP versus FPX. Before we would say this is a fight for 4th, but TOP now sitting in 2nd place. FPX are just trying to get a shot at their playoff dreams because everything is wide open in the Western Conference, including Edward Gaming possibly not making playoffs if they continue to fall.
And all that starts a little bit earlier today. We'll be at 2 o'clock China Standard Time for the first match today, followed by 5 and 7 for the next 2, based on the venues as well. That might change a little bit, but at the LPL throughout the last few weeks, FLICKR, upsets everywhere, and it just seems like we can't quite put our finger to the pulse of what the LPL really looks like now as we get closer and closer to playoffs.
No, I definitely know what the pulse of the LPL is. This happens every split around this time. Everything is on fire. Everyone's got their hands up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen. What happened to our top team?
2.5 weeks of regular play left remaining in the LPL, and that's all from us here tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Those were some amazing games. We'll see you guys tomorrow.